Number 5, 6, 7, and 8 are null process. Number 9 is a null process. That's all. I have the first 10 cases.
Okay. Ms. Marshall-Story?
Your Honor, let's see. I did mistakenly do number 9, but I thought that would also be null prost. Number 17 is also a null pros, George Burkhart. And number 20, Trevisa Pierce, is a null pros. Now, I may be having some computer issues, but I did actually send all of them over to your clerk. So if she doesn't have them, I just may need to log off because it did say that I had unsent messages in my Outlook folder. But she should have all of those null pros applications along with one transfer order to felony court, which was also sent. And that is number 13, Anthony Graham.
Did you send that to Ms. Strong? She's here with me this afternoon. Casey Strong?
No, I sent it to somebody's name starts with an A. Whoever I sent it to at our 9 o'clock calendar. I may have the wrong name. I'll resend them. What's the name again?
It's Casey Strong.
Okay.
D-A-Y-C.
Judge, all my emails are just sitting in my outbox. It's not working.
Okay.
Your Honor, it's the same for our office. Our email is down as well.
So I sent them to Miss Stallworth. So is she the person that works the morning calendar?
Well, she worked this morning's calendar, but it's Miss Strong this
Okay.
afternoon.
Well, I sent them to Miss Stallworth, and it looks like, again, email is down, so I'll resend them anyway to Miss Strong, and we'll just hope that email will come back up shortly and she can receive those.
If they're in the outbox, then he was on roll.
So do we have any defendants that are waiting in the waiting room, or do we have to work this all out before they can get on?
Would they have the ability to get the new Zoom link password information? I just happened to receive it from Mr. Henderson.
Right. I think that there was a mistake in the Zoom link that you all were using. So I think that they have the appropriate one. So I'm just wondering if we're waiting on someone, is my question, that can't get in.
Oh, Your Honor, there's no one in the waiting room.
Okay.
And Judge, just for, I seem to be continually having this problem. Is there do the links change every single session?
Yes, they do. So they'll send you, well, I think that they send you out a 9 o'clock link and an 11:30 link.
I didn't get either one. I just used last week's for 9.
Okay.
And it worked.
The same for me, Your Honor. I didn't get a special link for either calendar.
Okay. We'll make sure that you get the links going forward, okay?
Is it also possible, or do we know when the actual calendar, the final submitted calendar will be ready? And that way, I know Mr. Henderson and I won't have quite as much trouble keeping up because we both had 2 separate and distinct calendars from the one that ultimately was used.
Right. I think another calendar went out afterwards, but probably you inadvertently didn't receive it. I don't know if you, or I don't know when it came out. But again, we'll make sure that in the future that you get the latest calendar as soon as possible.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Well, we don't have anybody here, so I guess it doesn't matter, right? And right, we have nobody on Zoom and we have nobody in court. And right, okay. So I'm just gonna reset these for another calendar. I'm gonna give, if they were trying to get on and couldn't get on. So let's just. That's fine with me. March 2nd is fine. I mean, they're not that many cases.
But it's not that many for you.
Right,
No, I'm saying it's not that many.
today. Okay, whatever date, what,
No, I mean, it's in front of him, so if you wanna do, it's only a couple. We can do it for the second year.
okay. So for the cases that are, so once you get Mr. Henderson and Miss Marshall's story, Ms. Strong will get me those null process and I'll get those signed. So thank you for getting those.
Okay, and again, there's also that 1 felony transfer order also.
Okay, and we'll get that. For the rest of the cases, we are just going to reset them until, you say the 2nd?
Yes.
Until March 2nd, to give them the opportunity since to be on. We don't know who tried and who didn't, so we'll give everybody the opportunity to be on the March 2nd calendar.
Who was the transfer?
Say it again.
Do you mind asking who was the transfer?
It was position 13. Mr. Graham was the transfer, correct, Ms.
Thank
Marshall Story?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. So I think that does it for this calendar, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right? I take it. Any questions? Okay, all right. All right, I'll see. I guess that will end in the 11:30 calendar. We'll see you all next time.
I'm sorry, I haven't been seen.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Miss Taylor. I didn't know you were on with us, Miss Taylor. Good.
Yes, I'm sorry.
That's fine. Good afternoon. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the COVID arraignment e-calendar. Do you have a private attorney, Miss Taylor? Would you like to speak with a
No,
public?
sir.
Would you like to speak to a public defender?
No, sir.
you'd like to represent yourself?
Yes. Yes, because what I'm not
Okay,
sure what this is about. So
hold on, Miss Taylor. Can you activate your camera
okay.
for
Yes. Hold on one moment. Okay, I'm trying. Okay. Hold on one moment.
Oh, all right. So can you have to unmute yourself, Ms. Taylor.
Okay, I'm here.
Ms. Taylor, let me first tell you that you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney present at this proceeding. If you cannot afford an attorney and qualify, you can use the assistance of a public defender to represent you. You've been charged with disorderly conduct. The offense date was July 19th of 2020. So that's why you're here, ma'am. I'd be happy
Yes,
to
sir.
let you speak with a public defender to represent you if you qualify regarding this charge. What would you like to
That's
do?
fine. No, that's fine.
Okay. So your options today are if you want to speak with the solicitor to find out what their offer is on the case, you can go that route. If you wanted to, plead guilty. If you want to plead not guilty, then we'll have to reset you for a bench trial or a jury trial at a later
Okay,
date.
I filed guilty
Um,
regarding the case.
well, if it were me, before I pled guilty, I'd want to find out what the offer is. I mean, if they're offering you a year in jail, would you still want to plead guilty?
No, Okay, so okay.
All right. You want to speak to a solicitor to find out what they would offer you if you wanted to plead guilty?
Yes, that's fine.
All right. I don't know. Is this your case, Miss Marshall Story?
Yes, it is, Your Honor. And I'm happy to relay that offer to the court and to Ms. Taylor. We're offering a diversion to you after reviewing the facts of the case. I do believe an anger management program could be very beneficial in this area. Pursuant to you completing the diversion class, then this case would be removed from your record. If that's something that you're interested in, we can start that process today. If you would prefer to speak it over with an attorney, then you also have that right.
Okay, so if I do the anger management class, ma'am, I don't live in Atlanta or Georgia. I live in
Ma'am,
Louisiana. So how would I do that?
ma'am, I don't mean to interrupt you. It's Bruce Vail from the Public Defender Office. What you say here is recorded. I think I can answer some of your questions for you, and I'd be happy to do that if you'd like to speak to me.
Okay, that's fine.
Your Honor, we be placed in a breakout room briefly?
Yes, Mr. Bell, that's fine. Can we put Ms. Taylor and Mr. Bell in a breakout room, please? Okay, we'll be in recess until they come back. And Ms. Marshall Story, just in case, could you go ahead and get that paperwork together if she decides she wants diversion so that we can get it to her?
Yes, I will do that right now.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, we are back from the breakout room.
All right, thank you, Mr. Bell.
And Ms. Taylor is willing to accept diversion.
Okay. So, Ms. Marshall Story, did you, were you able to get that paperwork together for the court?
Your Honor, I filled out as much as I can. I do need to get or confirm the address that I was able to find on file, and I need to get a mobile telephone number. But I can actually send this. Mr. Vela, you actually agreeing to represent her through this process?
because of the email situation, we haven't been able to get applications. Because of the offer, I thought it might make more sense just to talk to her briefly. But it
Okay.
sounds like the thing might be if she could put her email and phone in the chat, so she could get that paperwork, or you could send it to me. But of course, until the email comes back up, I won't be able to do anything with
Right.
it.
That's going to be, I think, our issue is how we actually get this signed, Your Honor. But if you could just briefly put us into a breakout room, I can fill out the rest of this in the next 2 to 3 minutes with Mr. Vale's help and Ms. Taylor's help, but I don't have the ability to send it to get it signed by Mr. Taylor or to Ms. Taylor or to Mr. Vale.
Okay, well, she put her phone number and her email address in the chat. Is
Oh,
that-
okay. I didn't want her to have to do that with everyone watching, but that's fine. I do see it now.
Okay. So if you will just get her the paperwork, and then Ms. Taylor, you'll have to get it back to Ms. Marshall's Story. And I believe the other diversion cases are rescheduled until March 30th. So if you get the diversion, the anger management done by March 30th, you'll come back to court. They'll null process the case and you'll be done, Ms. Taylor.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. You have any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So you have her number, Ms. Marshall Story, in case you need to contact her directly for any reason. You have her email address to get her the paperwork. Just make sure, Ms. Taylor, that you get the paperwork back to her. She probably won't be able to get it to you this morning because we're having email issues, but it will be coming.
Okay.
And Your Honor, yes, I do have all of the information now. What was that date again in March?
30th.
March 30th. Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
All
I'll
right.
get this email to you as soon as I'm able to, Ms. Taylor.
Okay, thank you. Is there anything else I need to do today?
No, you have a good day, ma'am.
Thank you, y'all too.
Thank you. Is there a need to go over the calendar?
Not really,
I just
but I
wanted to
guess
keep-
it can't hurt.
I know. Everything is rescheduled except for what's not being null processed. So all the other cases are being rescheduled until March 2nd. Is that right?
Yeah. everybody except Ms.
Right. Except for Ms. Taylor, who's March 30th.
Yeah.
So unless anybody has any questions, I think that's good enough. Right?
My last question, when can we expect the calendar for Friday? Anybody in the judge's court able to answer that?
Send it to you in the next 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. Don't rush on my behalf. I was just wondering if we would get it soon enough to try to start making the process move a little more smoothly.
With the link also.
And the link, that'd be helpful.
Okay.
All
Bruce,
right.
I think you're
Thank you.
muted.
Mr. Vale, you saying something? You're on.
Yes, Your Honor, I am back. The internet seems to dislike me this morning, but I'm back again.
Okay. Back just in time for us to end the session. So,
Okay.
all right. You all have a good afternoon.
Okay,
Thank you,
you
Judge.
too. Thank you.